Welcome back. The Power Ministry, we understand, is working on a liquidity package for the power sector, and they've also issued a host of clarifications on relaxations for DISCOMs. Actually, there were relaxations and kind of counter-relaxations. A.K. Singh, the Chairman Managing Director of NHPC, and Rajiv Sharma, Chairman Managing Director of Power Finance Corporation, join us now. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Mr. Sharma, if I may start with you. What is the status in terms of DISCOM payments? First, they were given a 3-month kind of moratorium, and then it was scaled back to 45 days. What is the reality? I mean, for power generators, when can they expect money from DISCOMs?
Actually, after this scheme of 90 days moratorium, we have finalized our scheme for moratorium, and our board has approved this. And some DISCOMs are paying, some are not. But I think as the situation unfolds, I am expecting the payments. But we have prepared an action plan also for these 3 months to mobilize funds, because we need to make repayments also for our borrowings. But I don't see any problem. There is enough liquidity in the market. We can raise from the market because our capital adequacy is quite comfortable, around 19.32%.
Can you give us some details of this liquidity package which the government is pondering over?
Yeah, it is under advanced stage of discussion in the Ministry of Power. Today also discussion is there at 12:30, and we are requesting for a robust payment security mechanism. If we extend further loans to distribution companies, we are asking for a state government guarantee along with a provision in their annual budget for our repayments. We are with the government. We don't have any issue. We have a strong relationship with the state power utilities, and we will come forward. And definitely very soon, this liquidity infusion scheme will be out, and REC and PFC will be helping the state distribution companies to pay the receivables of central PSUs as well as IPPs.
Okay, I want to come back to you with more questions. I mean, how are you going to arrange and how much money are you going to give in terms of liquidity? But before that, let me invite Mr. Singh as well. Mr. Singh, state guarantees have not been all that handy in past years. For decades, bankers have been crying that states don't honor their guarantees. How is life for you if for 3 months, DISCOMs don't pay at all?
Actually, I have been getting money from the DISCOM. They are not big issue. Only in 2 states, J&K and UP. We have around 1,600 from the J&K and 800 crores from the UP. And we are getting the money from them also. So for the timing, there is not a big issue. Even in the last year, for last financial year, we got around 7,600 crores billing from all the DISCOMs. And compared to the 18 and 19, 7,400 crores. So it is not a big issue right now. And since the government has given the moratorium for 3 months, and further they have decided that if the billing time goes beyond 45 days, so the surcharge payment interest will be also from 18% to 12%. And government is thinking that for the day-to-day working of the company, to get the money from the DISCOM. So they already, Mr. Sharma is saying, the government is planning to do some financing for that also. But that's a very big issue right now.
Okay. Mr. Singh, what is your own expectation from an industry standpoint? What do you think this liquidity package for the sector should entail? Are you expecting any industry-specific rollouts from the government over the next few weeks?
Definitely, government is saying, looking after this, and in the industry, since we are in the generating part and the construction part also. So for the construction project where work is on hold, the government is already preparing to go ahead with the works, all the due cares. So right now it is a very immature right now, because just 21 days lockdown is not going to create much problem for us. and it is not going to last more also. The way the things have been controlled by the government and the area where we are working, there is no such cases also. So we are already planning to restart the project which is on hold right now. So I don't think there is much difference going to be on this account to the company like us.
Okay, but are you expecting a further pressure in terms of demand? I mean, power demand has already declined about 25 to 30%, and if this continues, do you think this will put further pressure on discoms and there will be more stress on balance sheets, etc.?
Definitely, if it continues, then definitely will be there.
Okay, Mr. Sharma, I wanted to come to you. At least this force majeure thing that some discoms were trying to use, I think Uttar Pradesh, that is behind us. Nobody will say that we will not pay because this is force majeure?
I think this is not correct, because in renewables particularly, they are must-run plants, and the state discoms can't resort to that clause. This is not correct.
Okay, no, not correct is one thing, but legally the position is very clear, isn't it? The courts have made it clear that you can't use force majeure and they have to pay. They have to honor PPAs.
Ministry of Renewability has issued an office memorandum also clarifying that this clause cannot be operated. They have quoted the particular clause of the power purchase agreement, and it has been clarified by the Ministry of Renewable Energy.
Okay, well, Mr. Sharma, we have a couple of more questions for you, but there is a disturbance in the line. We will redial in 1 minute. Meanwhile, let me ask Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, you said there will be trouble when Sonia asked you. How do you foresee end April, for instance? Because it looks like the lockdown is going to continue. So consumption is going to be lower. Collections will be nil. So how are you looking at May? Do you think you will be faced with a serious liquidity mismatch? Will you be able to pay for raw material?
Actually, for hydropower like us, it is a must-run project. We can't store the water for a longer duration. And the run-off river scheme, we have to take the water through our canal as some water conductor system, generate the power, then again put in the river. So there is no issue as far as NHPC is concerned, or rather the hydro sector is concerned. There will be at all any issue on this account, because we have to use the water for the generation. And even as per the CRC guidance also, this the power has to be taken by the discoms. So the part is generation part is no issue for us. And when the any shortage in the further requirement of the power is there in the country, the power, this hydropower will continue to supply the power. So there will not be any issue on that account.
Mr. Singh, are you you would be investment grade paper. Are you going to take advantage of this LTRO? All the banks are raising cheap money to buy bonds. Will you be issuing any bonds to take money from them?
Actually, we have the requirement for funding the projects, wherever the project is going on. Since the project is not going at the moment, so we are not much interested in taking the money to the bonds. If it feels necessary, then definitely we are going to take. It's not that we will just go and taking the bond for our things. So we will not be doing like that. Okay.
Okay. Well, do hold on, sir. We are trying to redial with Mr. Rajiv Sharma as well. The markets are hungry for PSU paper at this point in time. There is a lot of money and no trust in private sector actually, and therefore perhaps public sector bonds will have a good day under the sun. The markets are definitely having a very good day. It's Sensex and Nifty up almost 2% now, almost 2%, and the Nifty Bank, which was down 2.5%, is now up 1.5%, which means there's a 4% swing in the banking stocks. Huge swings. But Mr. Rajiv Sharma, this was a point I was asking Mr. Singh as well. There is a lot of liquidity in the markets. People are hungry for PSU bonds. Are you raising any money, and will that be the conduit for liquidity in the power sector?
As of now, I don't see any problem of liquidity in the market.
Okay.
Enough money is available, right? LTRO, a new product, has been declared by Reserve Bank of India. We are in consultation with State Bank of India. It's cheaper money, and banks can lend it over and above their exposure limits.
Yes.
In LTRO, that limit won't be applied.
Yes.
So we are in consultation with the State Bank of India for that.
Okay.
And with other banks also for commercial papers and other taxable bonds also,
yes,
we can raise. There are no issues.
Yes. Yeah, actually that is exactly what I was discussing with Mr. Singh, whether he is also going to tap the LTRO money. So you clearly are going to tap LTRO money and the large exposure framework will not apply. So it's clearly something that's going good for you. Can we end this conversation with you, both of you, giving us some idea of the liquidity package that we can expect? You saying the meeting is going to happen at 12:30 today. What should be the main contours of the package, you think, Mr. Sharma?
I think it should be around 50,000 to 60,000 crores.
Okay. This is a line of credit which the government will give power companies. How does it work?
No, it will work through REC and PFC.
Okay.
PFC and REC, in their normal operations, they make loans available to distribution companies.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a loan from PFC and REC to pay for the dues of IPPs as well as central PSUs.
Got it.
And a robust payment security mechanism, as I explained.
Yes.
State government guarantee with a provision in their annual budget for repayments.
Oh, very good if that is the case. So this is what you are discussing with State Bank. This will be part of the TLTRO, which you think the banks will invest in your bonds?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm quite hopeful.
What will be the first tranche? You may be able to raise about 25,000 crores in April itself, you think?
Yeah, for 3 months we are expecting total around 50,000 crores to raise.
All right. Okay, Mr. Sharma, you have given us a very, very big headline. So power sector should get a breather in terms of their liquidity. PFC and REC together looking to raise about 50,000 crore in 3 months, already in consultation with SBI. They're hoping to tap that TLTRO money, which banks are going to get very cheap from the Reserve Bank at 4.4%. So some big relief in the works for the power sector. That's the word coming in from PFC, REC.